How tall is Zhang Linghe actually? Wondered 89 centimeters star reveals funny hotel bed secret. The man whose feet don't fit the bed, and why that's somehow the whole point. So why did a complaint about hotel furniture end up more talked about online than half the actual news this week? I was scrolling through the clip of Zhang Linghe insisting, quite seriously, that he is 189 centimeters and not 190 centimeters, and I had this thought: this man is having a very small argument in front of a very large audience about a problem most of us will never have. Funny thing is, it worked. Tried describing the clip to a friend who missed it. So this actor, quite good-looking, went on a variety show and complained his feet don't fit the hotel bed. Then his co-star Zhang Ronan asked him, half joking, if he can grow even taller. That's it. That's the whole segment. Said out loud like that, it sounds like nothing. No plot twist, no scandal, no life lesson. And yet somehow this nothing traveled further online than plenty of things with actual substance behind them. That gap between how small the moment is and how big the reaction got is honestly the more interesting story here, more than the man or the number itself. Here's the thing. You don't need to be tall or even to have stayed in a hotel recently to understand this complaint instinctively. Almost everyone has at some point run into furniture, clothing, or public spaces that simply weren't designed with their body in mind. A too short car seat, a too narrow airplane row, a door frame you have to duck under. Zhang's version is just a more extreme, more photogenic case of a frustration nearly everyone recognizes. That's the real trick behind relatability. It doesn't require sameness. It just requires a shared enemy. In this case, the enemy is a hotel bed that was clearly designed without ever consulting a tall person. Now, if you ask me to defend why grown adults are spending time discussing 1 centimeter of a stranger's height, I genuinely don't have a strong answer. Some days I think this is exactly the kind of harmless, low-effort joy the internet should be full of more of. Nobody gets hurt, nobody gets canceled, everyone has a laugh and moves on with their day. Other days, I catch myself wondering if we've quietly lowered the bar for what counts as content worth caring about. A hotel bed complaint outperforming a thoughtful interview isn't necessarily a happy story about authenticity winning. It might just be a story about attention spans getting shorter and the bar for virality getting lower. I don't think it's fair to blame Zhang for that shift. He was just talking, but the shift itself is worth noticing. If I strip away the debate about internet culture, I think the honest answer is simpler. Zhang wasn't trying to be charming, and that's exactly why it read as charming. The moment someone tries to sell relatable guy energy, on purpose it stops working. Audiences can smell manufactured humility from a mile away. What we saw instead looked like an actual unfiltered reaction, stubbornness and all, and that unpredictability is rarer on our screens than we'd like to admit. So no, I don't think this was calculated. I think it was just a tall man, mildly annoyed at furniture, being asked a slightly cheeky question by Zhang Ruanan and reacting the way anyone would if they weren't thinking about how it looked. Scroll through the comment sections and you'll notice the reactions aren't as uniform as you'd expect from a harmless viral clip. A few camps stand out, the charmed ones. These are the viewers going, "This is so cute," insisting on 1 centimeter like that. For them, the appeal is exactly what it looks like on the surface. A small, silly, likable moment, nothing more needed. The skeptics. A smaller but vocal group isn't buying the unfiltered framing at all. Their argument: variety shows are edited, moments are chosen, nothing that airs is truly accidental. To them, calling this authentic is a bit naive. It's authenticity as a format, not necessarily as a fact. The unbothered crowd. Then there's the group who just don't see what the fuss is about. Tall guy complains about bed. Okay, moving on. Not annoyed, not charmed, just unmoved. This group is a useful reminder that virality is never universal. It just needs enough of the right people to care. The Ruanan defenders. Interestingly, a decent chunk of comments aren't even about Zhang Linghe. They're praising Zhang Ronan's timing. Her question was short, dry, and landed exactly where it needed to. Several viewers pointed out that without her line, The moment probably doesn't travel nearly as far. A good punchline needs a good straight man, and here she was doing double duty as both co-star and comic setup. If I had to grade the moment itself, I'd call it a solid low-stakes win. Funny without trying too hard, human without being staged as humanizing content. Where I'm more cautious is in how quickly a segment like this gets repackaged into headlines and hot takes. This piece included, fair enough. The clip is charming. The commentary industry built around it, myself included, is where things start to feel a little inflated. Whether he's 189 centimeters, 190 centimeters, or somewhere in between honestly changes nothing about how the story lands. What people are actually responding to isn't the measurement. It's the fact that for about 30 seconds, a famous person forgot to perform. That's it. That's the whole appeal, dressed up in a joke about hotel beds, and, apparently, dressed up in Zhang Ronan's perfectly timed follow-up question too.